The governor testing positive for COVID-19. He confirmed it on social media last night in a video that he shot outside the governor's mansion. He says he'll stay there in isolation for now. He also says he's been symptom-free and he'll keep working through all of this. He did test positive a day after he attended a packed event in McKinney. Even tweeted a photo before all of this, talked about the size of the crowd, described it as standing room only. There were about 250 people there, we believe, and many of the pictures, videos that we saw online, most guests were not wearing masks. However, the governor is fully vaccinated. We don't know the vaccine status of the folks that were there at the event. We do know that his staff is tested daily, and although he is symptom-free, he is also getting monoclonal antibody treatment from the drug Regeneron. And we're getting some details on what all that means from Dr. Junda Wu from Metro Health. She says the criteria for whoever gets that treatment has relaxed, at least it did, since the early days of the quarantine. The outpatient IV treatment is now routinely given within the first 10 days of diagnosis.
Now to the latest vaccinations in our area. Metro Health reporting 78% of the population older than 12 have at least one dose of the vaccine, and 64% are fully vaccinated. Last night, Dr. Junda Wu explained the importance of getting the vaccine in order to end this pandemic.
Do we want to be in this for another few months, or do we want to be in the pandemic for another year? If we get to where another variant goes free, the way the Delta variant has, with the number of unvaccinated people we have, this is not going to end anytime soon.
This is another temporary injunction. What next? So now I feel confused again.
Northside ISD parent Selena Skeen has an 11-year-old student ready to begin 6th grade. She says with the rising COVID numbers, she wants to see students wearing masks at school, especially since he's not old enough to be vaccinated. She's not alone.
One of the things I did is I started a petition to ask Northside to add masks to the dress code, because if they can mandate that kids can't wear spaghetti straps or leggings or flip-flops, they can absolutely say kids can wear a piece of cloth over their face.
Crystal Henry is also a Northside ISD parent. It's one of the districts that doesn't begin school until next week. Now that a district judge has ruled that San Antonio and Bexar County can keep their mask mandate, allowing schools to require masks, Northside told us right now they're only strongly encouraging the use of masks. As far as the judge's temporary injunction, many have questions as to if it's legally sustainable.
Ultimately, all of these things will wind up in front of the Supreme Court, who unfortunately have ruled 9-0 in favor of the governor. And I would not anticipate a lot of difference happening eventually with that court.
We asked the city what parents should think of the mixed messaging they've received in the past week.
Just know that we'll be chatting with the superintendents later this evening to clarify any instructions and messaging for parents and teachers alike.
But that clarity is needed sooner rather than later.
Please take a bold stand and do what's right for not only the children, just, any of the teachers, the staff, the admin.
If on Monday, Northside is still making masks optional, I plan to send her the first day of school so that she is registered with the district. And then she can just rack up absences until they make the right choice, because they're not going to get funding for my kiddo if they're not making good choices for her safety.
It's amazing to be a scientist. Girls who are wondering whether they can make it, the answer is they can't.
At a time when science, research have never been more important, these scientists say it is high time to address the gender gap. Only about 30% of the world's researchers are women. I'm News 4 San Antonio's Emily Baucom, getting rare access inside local labs where female scientists are paving the way for a new generation.
My main line of research is understanding how Ebola virus enters, replicates, and spreads in a host. Do you see those little holes? Each hole in there represents one virus particle.
Every day, Dr. Olena Stanko gets up close and personal with the world's most feared viruses, Ebola, COVID-19. The more she learns about how the virus works, the closer the world is to better treatments.
I grew up in a very supportive family. In an environment that promoted the idea that I can do anything I want in life, as long as I'm passionate. So I didn't know that there was this issue with females struggling in science all the way until I hit a higher level of scientific ranks.
It's referred to as the leaky pipeline. The pipeline for these jobs grew as we promoted STEM education for kids. But as they grow up and climb the ranks, you see fewer women in labs, fewer women getting grants, and fewer women in leadership roles.
It was really me and 6 other men.
Dr. Joanne Turner is an immunologist and an executive vice president at Texas Biomedical Research Institute, responsible for managing all research. And with her in charge,
Our leadership team here is about 40% women. Part of, I think, what my goal is here as a female leader is to really recognize that women have other challenges, as do men, but they're different, and to try and bring those together so that we're supporting both our male and female faculty.
take the pandemic. She knows more female scientists here are tasked with childcare. Simple things like flexible lab hours or when you hold meetings can make a big difference. She's also made the hiring team more diverse, and Dr. Turner's remembered moments on the climb up where she felt the gender gap.
For example, I got a big grant and I got an email from my dean saying congratulations. My male colleague got a big grant and the email went across the entire institute. Those are small things, but they become really important messaging. My job is to pass it on, pull people up.
Don't give up.
Dr. Stankos often felt like she has to prove herself over and over and over again. Her passion drives her, but she says persistence will put more women on the brink of discovery.
So these girls should know that it is possible to succeed. You just need to build your own support team and be passionate about what you do, and you will make it.